All right. Hey everyone, sorry. Had a little bit of a problem getting the stream going. Okay. So I honestly thought that the Academy was going to be a bit tougher on Will Smith. And you know what, they might. They might still be tough on him. But I honestly I didn't want to do a live stream because I felt like there's not going to be any big news that comes out until the Academy actually makes an announcement. And it's important when the Academy makes an announcement, I think, because whenever they say what their decision is, it'll show if the Academy really takes himself seriously or not. I would love if the Academy took themselves seriously. They were showing that they were making steps to kind of get the audience back, treat movies like they are respectable, treat what they do as if they are respectable. If something like the Will Smith thing happens and they don't treat it like it's respectable, if they treat it like a who cares? And look, I know I've read the comments on a lot of the videos, and a lot of people are saying, of course, Will Smith is going to get away with it. How could anyone think that Will Smith is not going to get away with it? And I understand that. There are a few levels of what getting away with it means. You've got the level of whether or not he'll be able to make a lot of movies now. Obviously, you've got, I mean, Sony, Netflix, Apple, who's already spent the millions of dollars to write, direct, produce, they've filmed, they've edited a movie, and they're now talking about pulling it back. There's that side of consequences for Will Smith. And then there's the consequences of, is the Academy going to be seen as respectable going forward? Because if you are, so-called, the celebration, the ultimate celebration of movies, then you're going to have to, when something like this happens, really act like this doesn't happen here. This doesn't happen in our house. You won't disrespect what happens in this house because we celebrate movies. Sorry. We are the most elegant house when it comes to filmmaking. So no, not South Korea, not France, not China. America, Hollywood is the most respected space when it comes to making movies. And if someone does something like Will Smith did, then they don't deserve to get away with it with no consequences. That's why I feel like it's important that the Academy actually does something to show that we don't allow this. So for them to come out and say that Will Smith is going to be punished is a big deal. They came out recently and did something that I honestly think shows they're not going to do that. And look, if you followed the channel, I'm in a weird position because I'm 26, so I've loved the Oscars for ever since 2006, ever since I was 10 years old and watching the Oscars. Saw Martin Scorsese win for The Departed. I have wanted them to gain an audience. I have wanted them to grow and kind of celebrate movies, and that's kind of been dwindling the older I've gotten, and it's a shame to see. It really is a shame to see. It'd be great if they were respected again. And I think this was honestly an opportunity to kind of show that they should be respected, but I'll get to more. For the first thing I wanted to address in this was a story that came up later, and I didn't think it was worthy of a live stream, but since there was an article about what the Academy's doing, I'll start with this. So Will Smith essentially said that he was going to go away and he was going to focus on healing, on dealing with what it was that made, he was like, in his apology on Instagram, he was like, I'm going to do the healing that needs to be done so that in the future, I don't let, what was it? It was like, it was something along the lines of, I don't let violence overtake reason, just like something very PR-y. And now it's come out that Will Smith is now in Dubai. He is now hiding out in Dubai with, apparently he's best friends with the Prince of Dubai. This is here. I'll read this here a little bit of it. It says, is Will Smith laying low in Dubai? The actor, now infamous for slapping comedian Chris Rock at the Oscars, seems to have fled from Los Angeles and is now holding up in the desert kingdom 8,000 miles across the globe. And then goes on to say, days after the Oscar slap, Will was flown by his BFF, the Crown Prince of Dubai. I don't know how to quite pronounce this. Sheikh Hamd bin Mohammed, that's a long name, I'm sorry, or just Faza, apparently, to the Middle Eastern kingdom so he could cool out while his bad press burns down like a California wildfire, according to an article penned by a very prominent entertainment blogger named Roger Friedman. It does then say that Smith and the Crown Prince are longtime friends. I'm seeing some people say it in the comments. Yeah. Yes. Okay. First of all, there's a documentary. I forget the documentary's the name of it. It's about a fake painting that was worth millions of dollars. I think it was thought to have been a Leonardo da Vinci, but essentially it was bought by someone in the Middle East. It was kind of in these same type of circles. Yeah, we're not talking about the millions of dollars that, think of a millionaire in America. We're talking about, yeah, trillions of dollars. We're talking about oil money. Like Will Smith, whenever he goes out and gets drunk, he gets drunk with the top of the top of the top. Like, you want to talk about the 1%. This is the 1% of the 1%. So first of all, I don't think this makes him look any better. He had the squeaky clean image of, I'm just a guy. I come from Philly. I, worked my way up to kind of be the likable. He's like a Scientologist, but he pretends he's a Christian so that he can kind of get into the family circle with the stuff that he makes. But honestly, I think the thing that the slap has done is essentially made him just seem weird. The whole thing's made him seem weird. Him going to Dubai just makes him seem like a regular celebrity that wants to do nothing but jump out of airplanes and, hang out in whatever type of weird 7-story hotel rooms where he just does nothing but, get drunk and hang out by the pool. But essentially, I just thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty funny. So the Academy, the main story from this, the Academy has moved up the meeting where they're going to decide the sanctions that they put on Will Smith. So essentially what Will Smith did, he resigned from the Academy, and that means he's no longer allowed to vote. And one point, the other day I was saying that Will Smith then is going to face the Academy having to decide if they're going to not allow him to come back to any ceremonies. Are they going to make it so he's not allowed to go to the Oscars? An interesting thing about that actually means, like, Will Smith might have actually done the smart thing here in terms of trying to save his own ass, because while before we thought, okay, Will Smith is now going to have to face the tribunal that's going to decide if he's allowed to continue to make movies, win awards, go to events. It turns out that since he resigned from the Academy technically isn't even really able to make a ruling about someone that isn't within their organization. So if Will Smith had not have done this, then he would have still been in the Academy, and they could have disciplined a member of their organization. Because Will Smith said, I'm out of here, I'm going to resign, the Academy is now sitting there like, are we allowed to tell him he can't win an Oscar? Can we tell him he can't come to the award shows? Can we tell him that any movie he's associated with, he's not going to be allowed to get? Is that how this can happen? And they essentially have to say, no, he's not in. We can only discipline people that are in our organization. So I don't know what this is going to mean. The Academy has now said that they're going to move up the meeting. It was going to be on, it was going to be on the 18th of April. So we were going to wait about 2 weeks or so from now. But now they've now moved it up because they also had a time period where because you're a member of the Academy, we give you 15 days, blah, 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 to send a written apology or whatever so we can assess what's going on. But now they don't have to do that. So they've moved it up. And Will Smith can't actually seemingly be disciplined in the way, unless there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. It seems like Will Smith and the Academy might have actually done something behind the scenes to say, look, Will Smith, if you resign from the Academy, then you can still work behind the scenes. Just go and make another movie. If it works out well, we'll nominate you. The only thing that happens is he can't vote. Like, it doesn't, thousands and thousands of people vote. It's not a big deal if Will Smith can't write a check mark on a piece of paper. Like, is that a big deal? It seems like the way this is going to break down. And look, I would love for this to be incorrect. I would love if this Friday the Academy has their meeting, they come out and they say, guys, look, we're still able to say that Will Smith can't get an Oscar. We're still able to say that Will Smith can't do this. I would love for them to come out and announce anything that shows that they're going to discipline Will Smith. I think that's what they have to do to save their own credibility, because they don't have really any right now. And it would be good for them to have some. But it looks like Will Smith might have done what needs to happen in order for him to win this. I might be wrong about that, but in reading kind of what everyone is saying about this, what everyone's writing about this, it might be that the institution isn't going to do its thing in terms of holding Will Smith accountable. On the other side of that, I do think that when it comes to the point that matters, what does the audience think? Is the audience going to pay for the movies? Is the audience going to watch what comes up on streaming? I've seen a lot of people online actually say that they are not people who actually watch the Academy Awards, people who interact online, saying a lot that the Academy Awards isn't something important to them that they like to watch. I've seen people like that say that if Will Smith is allowed to be nominated, allowed to still attend events, then they're not going to watch anymore. That'll be interesting, seeing if the public at large actually thinks that Will Smith is bankable. And the thing that people are comparing this the most to is Tom Cruise when he jumped on the couch for Oprah. And the most notable thing about that was not what were people talking about. The most notable thing about that is that Mission Impossible 3, which came out about 2 years later, was the lowest earning movie. And people that were producing that movie directly attributed that, including Tom Cruise himself, to what he did on Oprah. He made himself look like a fool. He broke the spell. He broke the fourth wall, essentially. People were unable to feel like they could enjoy that movie because whenever they saw Tom Cruise, people weren't moralizing. They weren't going, oh, Tom Cruise did something irresponsible. Blah. No, people saw Tom Cruise was a doofus. People saw the trailer and they went, oh, that new Tom Cruise movie. And they stopped talking about it. They went, do you remember whenever Tom Cruise, he kind of made fun and he kind of like jumped on top of Oprah there? It was ridiculous. Like what Will Smith did is about 15 times funnier than what Tom Cruise did when he was on the Oprah show. That's the Scientology. They mess up their people. But I think that's the big thing. It's going to definitely be important what the Academy says. I would love if the Academy does something that shows that they are going to discipline him based on what's going on. I don't think they will. It also showed today that Will Smith checked into like a celebrity rehab place because he's dealing with stress. I mean, these people are absolutely ridiculous. But I think if I had to predict something, the Academy is not going to do anything too strenuous, and I think that's a shame. I think they should. I'm still going to go live on that day after they announce what they're going to do because it'll be, still important what they say. But I think the important thing will be more the Apple TVs. They've already filmed a movie with Will Smith. What are they going to do? Are they going to kick him to the curb? Are they going to say it's not worth it? Sony is saying they're not going to do the next Bad Boys movie. It looks like they put that on pause. Netflix has put their next Will Smith movie on pause. That's the type of stuff that I think is really going to matter. And I think that's going to be an important thing in terms of going forward with celebrity culture. This is the most I've looked into celebrity culture in a long time. I think that's because one of the more clean-cut actors did something very embarrassing, and it really lifted the veneer over this idea that they've got something, celebrities used to have a level of integrity. They used to have a level of, pomp and circumstance. They used to have something. There was something to celebrate whenever it came to celebrities. And I think in the end, this will be just the thing that got rid of all of that. You see someone like Will Smith, one of the last, I would say him and Tom Cruise were the last of well, I won't say we don't know what's going on in their personal lives. The Smiths really liked talking about what's going on in their personal lives. But I think he kind of dispelled of the entire idea that there's something reputable going on behind the scenes with these people. A few of the comments. Buzz Aldrin, Will Smith made all comedians feel fearful for their lives. Yesterday, T.I. the rapper just attacked a comedian. Wow, I had no idea about that. Tiffany Owens says, LOL, I bet he's got some stress. He just destroyed an amazing career. Will take years to recover. It really will. Not only is it going to take years to recover, if he's going to recover, he is going to need to make some incredible movies. Will Smith, it was one on the last live stream, someone made a great point. Will Smith nowadays is not doing really entertaining movies. He is doing the Oscar bait movies. Will Smith has always kind of been a good actor that you can hire that will bring in the big bucks. He's been an actor that can, do the fake crying. It always seems like he's fake crying a lot. Pursuit of Happiness, 7 Pounds, King Richard. He's a good actor, and I think he's been in the industry so long he deserved an Oscar. But he doesn't really have the chops to create a great movie. Will Smith has not made a great movie before. He's made good movies, and he's made so many good movies, and he's had such a squeaky clean image that after a while it's kind of like we need to recognize this guy. He's a titan in the industry. But I think that's why it's such a big deal. It wouldn't be such a big deal if Benedict Cumberbatch did this. He hasn't been around for so long. It wouldn't be such a big deal if Olivia Colman went up there and slapped someone. It's like these are newer people on the scene. Someone that's been doing this for 35 years, it's a big deal whenever they ruin themselves in a moment. And how is the industry going to react? I would love if the industry did not react by giving him a pass. And if they do, then it won't really matter because I don't think the audience is going to show up for him. Tiffany Owens, he's very good at lighthearted comedy. He's great at lighthearted comedy. But the thing is, if you're good at being lighthearted, whenever you do something angry, that makes it worse. Like if Jack Nicholson were to slap someone and we had it on camera, it'd be like, it's Jack Nicholson. The man's got a glass of whiskey in his hand all the time and is smoking down like 8 cigars in a day. Like, what? The guy slaps someone? Like, what is it? It's different when you have a squeaky clean image and you do something that shows that you're actually angry on the inside. That's why Ellen had such a tough time with what's going on with her. She's always the dancing, lighthearted person, and then things come out that she's actually yelling at people all the time. It's like, well, okay, that broke character. That breaks your character. Then we can't use you. The audience sees you as the nice person, and then you go on and you smack someone on the stage. Your brand is gone. What are we supposed to do now? We can't use the brand that you've been building for the last 30 years. He's gonna have to go away for a long time. Honestly, I think he should probably divorce Jada Pinkett Smith. There is so much toxicity coming from her and all this. She came out and said that she didn't she come out and say that she was unhappy that he did that? Like, can you just stick by your guy? Like just for once, please. But that was everything. I was considering whether or not to actually come live about this. It seemed significant because I thought the Academy would do something, and this was a huge indication that I don't think they're going to. I think they still should. I hope they do. But thank you all for watching. In the description is a link to the Patreon. I put news up there regularly every Friday, more news that I don't bring on this channel. It's $5 a month to support the channel, and it goes a long way. So I would really be appreciative if you guys consider doing that. That's down in the description. But like the video. It helps a lot, the algorithm, if you like the video. Share the video. If you have not, then please subscribe to 5 Minute Critic for future updates on reviews and movie news.